Okay, so I was thinking last night about high school because, oh my God, we're in high school. We almost have one done high school and then another one done high school, right? We have two almost done high school. And I was thinking recently, it's kind of crazy because they're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Some of, the people who you remember forever, if they were mean or nice, like you can kind of like when you look back from even grade school, you're like, that was the meanest person, to the point where like you would never even like name anyone in your family, or like when you hear their name, you're like, I hate that name because of that person. They were so mean. Do you know anyone like that from like high school, or like who was mean to people?
So there was a girl that I didn't like, and I hadn't seen her since maybe like I was in grade 7. And I truly believe, like, if I were to meet her today, I think she's probably just a nice lady.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like, there was mean, bad people in high school,
and you remember them.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, we looked one up, and he's in jail.
No, I know, but you remember them. You don't remember much. Like, you don't really remember much about high school. But the kid who was just mean for no reason, and just, I mean, we were pretty like easygoing. Like, we knew how to like kind of maneuver in the world. But the people who are like controlling and mean and make people like, just, you're like, ew, like you are ew. Or the people who are kind. You kind of remember the people who, either way, like you could be like, they were kind of weird, but they were nice. I when you
think back to high school, can you think of a girl that was like that?
I know one who had a really big reputation. She was a twin, and she used to beat people up for no reason at that school we went to. And I was like, what is your problem? Like, we had a group of friends that we kind of like steered clear. I don't remember really mingling with anybody other than the group on the front lawn. And then we moved on. I remember people in grade school who weren't like the kindest.
Yeah.
And I remember
those are the ones that I'm like, I bet there'd be really nice people now. But our high school was so big. I don't remember any girl being terrible.
Yeah, no. Well, we didn't talk. I don't think we talked. When your other school, grade 7 and 8, do you remember anyone who was like mean, like just mean to people, rude to people, just like mean to teachers, just sassy?
No.
That's so good, because I think a lot of people will remember the people who are kind or who are not kind, or who are like bitchy or not bitchy.
Well, I told you that when I got to high school, somebody said that I was bitchy, and then when her boyfriend got to know me, he was like, what was, like, you're not like that. I go, she just never talked to me.
That's very common too.
Right. I'm like, I was never unkind, but she thought I was because we were from a different group, but I never thought she was.
She just had a perception of you.
She had a perception, but yeah, I got lucky, I think, in my cohort that there was nobody who was just a big old meanie.
Well, our cohort was so big too. You didn't even know your whole cohort.
I mean, at
a smaller
both of my
school.
Other schools, yeah.
At both your other, not ever in grade school.
Just that one.
That one that was mean.
Yeah, and then I said, I think she's probably really nice now.
But if you were the receiving end of the rudeness, like I think of some other people that my kids have been like, she's just so rude. Like not even mean, just like ew. Like I would not want to be around that person because I don't like the way they behave. I often think to myself, that kind of those people stick with you forever. And when you grow up, they think about you. Like there's a lot of people in high school who go to smaller high schools who are like, that girl was so mean to me for all of high school. And I hate that person. Like, that person is a memory forever. And I was thinking, some people are like that and don't even know that people feel that way about them just because that's how they live their life. Like they think back. And remember when we were in Vancouver and that man came up to me and he's like, I just want to say you were kind to me. Yeah. I never knew I was kind to him.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be kind to him, but it meant something to him that I didn't know. And I feel like that's what people's behavior does. They don't think of themselves as one way or the other, but the people who are kind to you, they're generally usually kind people. And the people who can't control themselves, who are kind of like too good for you or bitchy to you for no reason. It's usually how they live their life with everybody, and they would never know that they were impacting you in that way. I'm like, you really do have kids have a kids can make other kids feel really bad about themselves, or kids can make kids feel good about themselves. And I don't know if they know the difference between what they're doing or not doing. Like I don't know, because when I see people online, I'm like, you're intentionally being a dickbag as an adult, right? You're intentionally writing shit.
I recently, like, I mean, we don't go and read like all comments and like, I mean, on all of our platforms, we couldn't, right? But someone sent me something. I was like, I can't believe this woman said this about your daughter's like prom dress.
Oh, on Facebook? Facebook's unhinged. Yeah. You should see the comments on Unhinged.
Yeah. So I was like, what? I'm like, oh, I didn't even see it. So I went and I looked and I was like, it's so funny because it is so ridiculous what some people will say. But
did you see what I said back?
Yeah.
And then you possibly can't be a real woman if you're saying this about another young woman. Like, you have to be a rope. Like, this has to be.
I mean, and every woman like came for her and was just like, you know, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing judging a young girl online or any woman online? And everyone's like, you're jealous, and it shows.
No, it's like you can't be real. You actually can't be a real person.
Like she is real, and she has 2 daughters.
I didn't knew she wasn't. I knew she was, but I'm like, are you serious? Because recently I've been getting sassy up there because I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, you're an adult. Your full name is online.
Yeah.
And you're saying things. I'm like, are you saying like,
and you're a mom of daughters. It's so crazy. But I think to myself, like, when a lot of the girls' identities or kids' identities is based on the comments of people. Could you imagine that, like, that hurt? Like, if that's you and you put yourself out there and someone said that and it actually hurt you when you went to bed at night, it hurt you. That person really thinks that I'm this way. To hear those things over and over and over again would be so hard.
Yeah.
And it could hurt,
I think,
and crush you.
I think the problem is that's where behavior has gone unhinged in real life, because I think that they don't have examples of parents who get checked. Like, I'll never forget, we have like this parenting expert that is a lot in the common parent, Allison Schaefer. And there was a situation that went down at one of our local high schools, and it was a terrible situation. It happened in a locker room. Kids filmed it and sent it around. And she was the only parenting expert, because everyone else was like, how dare they? How could they? And then she was the only parenting expert who was like, you are all saying this. However, you're coming online to make videos about how terrible the situation is.
So why wouldn't they video it?
Where do you think they learned their behavior when you're going on your soapbox about how terrible it is online with your faces online?
It's very natural that they would share online.
And you're doing what they did. You're criticizing them for doing what they did by doing it. So, like, parents, what the fuck? And then you have these kids who see the way people talk to each other, and it becomes acceptable in a way that they can go and talk to those people because it's normal, and no one says anything about it because you can't say something, because if you say something, then I don't know why no one says anything about it. I don't know. And I was thinking recently, AI is like, oh my God, AI. Oh my God, parents. I was thinking for the Screen Sense, we have to do like an AI thing because it is, oh my God, it's taking off in a way that is beyond any parent's comprehension right now in terms of how they can do everything with it. But why can't they have like AI moms? Like, they could duplicate us. And so I was thinking, when we used to have to call a parent. So you call, when you want to talk to someone, you had to call them like, hi, is so-and-so there? Okay. If you think you'd call them like, you stupid, you wouldn't call the house with knowing the mom had just picked up and then go and say all the comments that you're writing online. Yeah. You would never. No. To communicate with someone. And if you were a friend of me, you would never call them. Where they'd snap them all day and say things and like reshare things. But if you had to call back in the day, so imagine there was like AI moms or AI nannies that when you sent the message, it went to them. And then you got a report being like, so-and-so, the full name, so-and-so just wrote this about to your daughter in a text message. And they knew that it was going to go to you as a mom, or it's going to go to your mom, and that it was going to go to the moms. If you're under the age of 18, it gets sent to the parents. So it goes to the nanny in AI, and then it goes to your phone, and you're like, oh. And then you're like, you're both the moms are on it. Your daughter just said this to my daughter. Yeah. I was like, what? We would have a lot less problems.
Yeah. And it should be so easy to do.
Excuse me. It should be, or there's a police officer. So if you're going to go and threaten someone, well, you
get a warning.
No, you get arrested. So a cop shows up at your door. You're threatening, because if you went and said, or you sent a dick pic, that is actually voyeurism and indecent exposure. Here you go. Yep. So you're arrested. There would be none.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, when we were younger, would you sit and wait for a phone call? Like if you were expecting a phone call, like from somebody, let's say like a guy, would you like plan a date, or would you wait all day for them to call? Or were you like, you know what, he's not calling, I'm going to leave, or something happened? Would you be like, oh, maybe he couldn't get to the phone? Like, or would you think worst case scenario?
Well, if I was wanting him to call, I'd be like dying for the phone to ring.
And if he didn't call?
I mean, I guess I'd have to carry on.
Would you ever remember that happening?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You remember not getting phone calls?
Yes.
Like them just not calling back?
Yes.
What if they lost your phone number?
If they wanted your phone number, they would have it.
But do you remember being like, you know how kids today get like devastated if they're left unread? Like they do, and they like don't read it and they're like crushed?
No.
Did we just move? Like there's nothing worse than not like waiting for a phone call and it not coming.
Yeah, it was bad.
But we did it.
Yeah.
And you had to like actually intentionally call the person and then talk to them, and maybe talk to their parents before you talk to them.
Well, if they never called, they just never called.
No, I'm saying though, because imagine you having to call a guy and his mom possibly picking up, and then you asking for the guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who be like, I'm too scared to call I don't want to talk to the mom. I remember being like, I'm not calling.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, who is that? And you're like, oh my God. They're like, who's calling, please? And you're like, it's Kat from, do you remember this?
Yeah. I mean, I barely ever would call a guy before they had their own lines or their own homes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We really had to be intentional about who we want to talk to. Now you just talk to anyone, can get up in your face all day long. I'm like, we should go back to that too, where you had to intentionally call. If you want to be friends or like have a relationship, you have to call home first.
I know. The only thing is, I probably like, if you'd be devastated more often, but maybe you'd become a little bit more immune. You know, if you got unread a lot, you're like, oh, I remember that feeling. I know that feeling. I've already had that feeling.
I think they never get over it.
It would happen a lot more. It's like when it happened, it was such a big deal because it was like, it didn't happen all the time.
And you only, I wonder how many people had like enemies or frenemies because they had to go through a real line to call you. Like they weren't going to call you to be mean because their parents could pick up.
No, I think they were just mean in person.
And you could kind of avoid them. Like, I'm not going to go to that party because that person's there. Or if you're in a fight with your friend, it was like you couldn't like communicate. You couldn't text back and forth till 2 a.m. about like what they did wrong and what you did wrong. You would have to call. You weren't going to call that person. You put your phone on busy.
No, I mean, it would fester for a long time because you couldn't get answers. But I bet so many more like fights and stupid shit happen because they just have it at their fingertips, like without having to stop and think, am I going to do that tomorrow? Am I going to write that
then
note?
They wake up in the morning and like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Now they can just do it right away with their thoughts. I was just thinking, I'm like, how can we use all of this AI to a benefit where kids can't auto respond?
And AI is so smart. It's like before you like press send, it's like, do you want to read that one more time before you send it? Because the AI can notice that it's something sassy or rude.
Oh, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's rude. Actually, it should be like, that's very rude. Do you mean to be that rude?
Yeah.
This sounds rude.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Yeah.
Do you hate this person? Because right now you're telling someone that they're a terrible person. Because you know what?
And definitely like any kind of like dick pics or nudes or anything should be like, there should be something. Are you sure you want to send that?
You can't. Yeah, sorry, you're under the age of 18.
Yeah, this can't be sent.
No,
immediately.
Also, it's a diss now. If you like, they're like, oh, did you chat GPT that response? Because they all go and get their responses from chat GPT.
Yeah,
and now they all just say, oh, is it you nice chat GPT response as like a
First you got your mom to write it, and now you've got chat GPT to write it.
I'm like, can't we come up with something original?
No,
they can't.
No.
That's their diss, is like you chat.
That's a real good one. Because then you're like, no, I wrote it. And sometimes they do use chat GPT, but also like being accused of that is bad.
So a lot of them, what they do is they'll put in the situation and then ask chat GPT if this is like a good friend, bad friend, like what, and the chat GPT will be like, no, they're gaslighting you here, here, and here. And then they get all the words of what this person's doing to them. I'm like, kind of genius though.
Yeah, that's kind of like you don't have to ask your parent, you can ask ChatGPT.
Yeah,
can you analyze this for me?
And then how do I respond? And then they get a response for it. And I was like, so basically they
and
just
then the person's like, you ChatGPT,
and then like, so did you.
Yeah.
So you're basically fighting through ChatGPT, you idiots.
It's like I got my personal assistant to write that for me.
No, like you're literally, they're just like learning how to communicate through ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And then both their ChatGPTs fucking fighting for them.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's so funny.
Is it?
Yeah.
And now Snapchat is all AI too. So when they write, it's Snapchat now writing for them. I'm like, this whole thing is crazy. You're fighting over you two are fighting over robots, you idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking how kids will become so perfect. Their writing will become so perfect that they actually won't know how to write.
Yeah.
And spelling errors are going to should become the norm. So teachers should look for spelling errors, not for perfection. Because if there's spelling errors, then it means they didn't use ChatGPT.
Extra points for spelling errors.
No joke.
Yeah.
Because if it's perfect, it's not them.
It's really hard. I mean, I know that they have some softwares that they can put it through to see if ChatGPT was used, but it's so easy for them to go. It's gonna be hard. It's hard for teachers. It's like you've really got to know your students. Would they really write like that? And then if you're going to accuse them, you know what I mean?
What's the difference though between ChatGPT and a spell check?
A lot.
If they're going to do Grammarly and spell check.
I think a lot, because I think ChatGPT can like come up with like, I've read some of my kids' stuff, how they say things. And then if you put it over to AI and get it to rewrite, how different it sounds.
But is that the way they're going to just communicate in the future, is through AI?
Yeah, I think so.
And then when you talk to someone uniquely, they'll have their own dialect because they won't.
Why are you so stupid compared to...
Well, like they'll be like, "Yo, Huz, you got the Riz of the." It's like they don't know how to talk anymore, so they talk like Huz and the Riz. And is that where we're going? They'll never learn how to properly speak.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's how much they have to. What I really liked about having to perform it in front of the class. Although I feel so bad for people who are who have public speaking issues. Apparently, like my daughter was in a group and they were all prepared to go, and she was barfing because she gets so nervous.
Her? Not your daughter. Someone else.
And Taylor had no idea that the girl had such a public speaking issue, and she was like, "Oh, well, this is a catastrophe. You might have mentioned it." Anyways, they told the teacher, and the teacher totally like allowed them to do it differently because the girl had such anxiety for it. But having them to present means they've had to at least read over what ChatGPT wrote for them, so they're gaining knowledge of what it's like ChatGPT taught them it, but now you have to read it over. And if you're going to read it over a few times because you have to present it, you're going to take it in.
And do you know how many parents have never been on ChatGPT before and like don't know what it is? Like many parents who have like high schoolers right now wouldn't know. They'd be like, "Wow, my kid is such a good writer." They would literally think their kid was a great writer.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Majority.
Yeah.
Are like, "I've never used that thing," and I'm like, "Oh my God."
I mean, even our like Mother's Day and Father's Day cards were we did an amazing partnership with a company called Moonpig, and they're like custom cards where you can upload photos, and it also can like, you can put in a few details about let's say your husband for Father's Day, and it'll come out with this beautifully written thing. And I remember I showed my stepdad, and he's like, "Oh, this is so lovely." I'm like, I didn't even fucking write that at all. It sounds like it is literally made for you. People don't know.
No, they don't know. They can dupe so many people. It's so crazy.
But once you know, it's so obvious.
Yeah. It is so obvious.
I feel like people who are really good writers now are getting screwed. It's sort of like when everyone was like, there was no Ozempic and GLP-1s. And so like the people that were like thin and fit just were, and they got to be that. And now everyone gets to be skinny. And it's like the beautiful writers. Now Dum Dum beside you looks like a beautiful writer too.
I think that the beautiful writers will always have unique content. Ideas, because ChatGPT can generate ideas for you, but not unique ideas of your personality. Like your personality still has to put inputs, unless you've got the brain link, the neuron link in your brain that tells you what to think.
Oh my God, they should just put AI in our brains.
They do. There is one guy that has it.
How eloquent we would speak.
I mean, I like the way we speak, although Instagram doesn't. They don't like the way we spell. I was like, dude, I don't spell check, because if you ever try to do in Canva, they don't have spell check in Canva on your phone. So you know what? I'm not cutting and pasting, and I'm not going to put it into Word and then put it back.
And guess what? You get extra points for that.
I think so, because it was clearly not chat.
Then people are going to go into their chat GPT,
put errors
and put errors in to make it look. I'm sure my kids would do that.
They're not smart enough yet, but we can teach them.
Basic their words. They're like, oh, I can never say that word. I've got to switch this to make it sound.
So I talked to a teacher on the weekend, and we were talking about all of the things that are happening because parents don't know what their kids are doing, right? Mm-hmm. So like if they do ChatGPT and the teacher's like, oh my God, like this is not, and then the parents are like, my kids.
Is that happening?
Yes. Is that happening? Are you crazy?
I could see that. You know those parents. My kid was upstairs all weekend long studying, and you're saying that they cheated? Nuh-uh.
And then you're seeing they're like, you read when you're like, oh my God, you're writing so beautiful. And they're like, oh, amazing. They're going to keep going to ChatGPT. Like when you're hyping up how amazing their shit is. And they're like, I have been ChatGPTing the shit out of this stuff. And they don't know. Like she also said that.
So parents are coming and saying, you're accusing my kid of this?
That they're also like no consequences. Like if they're late, no problem. Like it's like they just come when they want and they just like.
Really?
Yeah. In high school, it's just kind of like my kid is tired. Like there's no everything. The teachers just basically have to be like whatever the parents want. Like the parents are so there's no consequences. No consequences. She's just like basically across the board, kids are just kind of like walking in and doing what they want, saying what they want. Like it's like there's no parents aren't listening to teachers and their feedback. And listen, this is one teacher, but I know it's kind of I know it's a trend right now of across the board of like the parents just kind of being like, my kid's importance. I don't know how we got here, Natalie.
I don't know. I mean, it is definitely different. There used to be those parents like, my mom worked in a school and there was always the kids that just, came late. And then there was always the kids that had to be picked up for either their dance or their sport.
That's me.
And it was and my mom's like, I can't, she didn't, it's like, whatever, what does she care? But she's like, I can't believe like every day or every this, they just have to leave school early and get picked up. Like different rules, the rules don't apply.
I can't believe that sports happens that early. I can't believe that as a whole that's normal. And I can't believe majority of people make it. Like I can't believe that that's where we're at right now, that we in Canada, and I know that a lot of America doesn't have this, and you guys are like, a lot of you are like, what do you mean there's a hockey tournament on a school day? Or like, what do you mean there's a dance recital on a Wednesday?
Also, we live in a city where there's not a lot of venues, everything's really expensive, and there's too many people for not enough space. So if we could always do it on a Saturday and Sunday, we would, but we live in a city where there's too many things going on in each hotel, in each arena, so we have to spread it.
Well, we also in the States, they have sports and school combined. So you go to varsity and you do everything there. You go with the team.
Just the best.
You go with the school. Here we have right now that I know of 2 schools who do that, like 2 schools for one sport only who encompass it all. And
I feel like it's catching on a little bit, but it's going to be a long time to
and you need a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
And that's not a reality for most people.
Public schools won't have that.
So what we do is they go to school all day, then they have practice at 5:00 across the city somewhere. That means you have to be at the practice an hour before. So you have to be there at 4. They finish school at 3:30. So you're picking them up at 3:15 early so you can go feed them while they're in the car, stuff it down their face and drive them to their practice. That's already happened 4 days a week to get them on time for 5. It is, when you really think, and across rush hour in the worst traffic because everyone's trying to get to their kid's stupid sport. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is. There's not a lot of downtime, that's for sure.
What are we going to do?
Do
you think the kids like this? Do you think they like it?
I think overall, and I can only like think about whatever going on in my house, is that yes, I think they like it. I think they're used to it, but they like being busy. And the only alternative would be too much time on their hands. I don't know if it's necessarily the worst thing. As long as there is time in their lives where they have downtime and they know what it feels like for their future to be able to take time for themselves. So there is some time in the summer, or there is some time where there's nothing planned for them and that they know what that feels like. And that is a time for them to it's different than your regular life, but like learn to understand and appreciate that time too.
But what do we teach them when we're like rushing them across? It's like, how did it become normal? Like, how did this after school stuff become so normal? Like, it used to be 6:00. I guess you're right. There's too many kids.
Too many kids, not enough time. It's like when the old kids have to have practice at 11 p.m. There's just not enough space and not enough time. I was asking a mom at a tournament this weekend. She lives in, as if I can remember, but it's somewhere outside the city. And she actually is she was a hockey player, so she's a power skating coach as well.
Yeah.
And I said, are the rinks like so hard to get and so much, are they really expensive? Like even if you were to have it like a private and you got to pay for the ice. She's like, not at all.
What do you mean?
It's not that expensive and it's not that hard to get.
Out of the city.
Yeah.
Just in the city, it's hard.
Oh yeah. You have too many people. Our population is too high.
Do you think we have too many leagues? Do you think they go too many times? Like, doesn't every level, AA, AAA, single A, all go 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Well,
for everyone to go 4 to 5 times a week?
I mean, if you go less, then you're not going to be as good as the other ones, apparently.
Yeah, but why levels then? It's like we've gone all or nothing. It's like, what happened to like, oh, it's fun. Not like, oh, let's be...
I don't know, but I seeing now that the girl only has 1 year left, and before I know it, the other boy won't have as much time. I don't know. I don't think it's going to end up being a bad thing for them
At the end.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be over in a minute, and I don't think it will look back and say it was bad.
No, I don't think it will look back and say it's bad. I just wonder what it teaches them life like long term, because they are going to have a time after when they don't have something after, and they're going to have to learn what to do with their time, because you have to have... There was a school I saw recently that's like, we hire people who have a variety of interests. We let people in who have a variety of interests because we don't want them to come to university, because you go to school only like 2 hours of the day. And then what do you do? Like, do you know how to study? Do you know how to do do you go do aerial classes? Like, what do you do that keeps you interested? Because like, we have a whole population who just sits there and has no idea what to do with their plans and their time and their life. He's like, so you just lose them because they're lost. They're lost in, they have no diverse interests. So are we teaching them how to manage their time? Because when they're scheduled, everything is managed for them. They have no idea how to book an exercise class. They have no idea how to go and sign up.
They don't know how to make plans either.
No idea. They have no time to make plans because it's made for them.
Someone's been making it for them their whole lives. Yeah.
So it's like, they don't know how to do this like thing that we did. I don't remember. I think at like 15, 16, we were on our own for what we wanted to do. Like, we would have to go and like, you'd go do this. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to go hook up with this person. Like, it wasn't, I have no time. Right?
Yeah.
It's weird because they go from everything to nothing.
Yeah. Like my, the one person that I know that is, graduating is already like, okay, I need to sign up for like adult league, like sports. Like, what am I going to have? Like, it's going to be so weird to just have nothing except for school. Yeah.
Yes. I know. So will you go sign up for adult league sports?
I had like my step sister and stepbrother, they were always really good they were always like into sports and doing sports and
I hate
busy.
Sports.
I know, me too. But they went and joined like all those things, like the beach volleyball in Toronto, like baseball teams. Like they joined all that stuff to fill their time because they like doing that, and that's really good. If they,
I wish I loved to go rip out a hockey game.
I went to the running room once. Like that was the hobby for a minute.
Good. Yeah, we have to teach them hobbies. We have to. We got a fucking list of things to do, Natalie. Hobbies is a big one, actually. Right?
Yeah, hopefully they can figure it out. But like, we've told them tennis is one you can play forever. So
puzzles?
Play that. Oh, my son loves puzzles. Yeah, it's a good one.
Knitting?
Well,
crochet club.
I think
singing? Pickleball.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Where? In university?
I'm sure that they can do that there.
Cooking?
That is a great hobby. That is such a great hobby. It's such a good use of time, creativity.
Baking?
Baking's a great one.
Not very social, though. I'm not going to a baking studio.
You know those people that join clubs, though, in university?
I actually would love to hear what your university students are doing. What keeps them busy? Like, we also know someone else.
Sounds like there's so much studying.
Okay, but let's say you have 2 months off. Like, you have a few weeks off.
I think like a few weeks off?
I mean, like, let's just say you have...
In the summer, they work the day they get home till the day they go back to school.
This is terrible.
This is life, eh?
Walking. Running is a good one.
Running's a great one.
And you could do with friends. Oh my God.
Friends.
I want to know your university, what your university kids are doing. And also, when I see people run and they are good runners, it looks freeing.
I know.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like they enjoy it.
I live beside a cemetery, so lots of groups and friend groups come running through my cemetery.
Do you know how badly I want to be a runner? Yeah, I want to be a runner so badly. I'm not a runner. I don't enjoy it. But I see people doing it and they look fast. And I'm like, it looks like you are just like, oh.
I should try. That's one thing I could try.
Do you like it?
No, I don't like doing it.
No. I feel like those people enjoy it. Like I'm going to go for a run.
You can get to a point. Like there were times in my life when I enjoyed it.
Are we too old for this?
I don't think so. What kind of a hobby would we do if they were like, hey, you have
we have done our podcast and I told you I have no hobbies.
Okay, but if right now someone's like, you have to start a hobby right now, what's it going to be?
Gardening.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You know, I was talking to a woman last night and I said, you love where you live? She goes, I really miss being able to garden because she's in a building now. She's like, I really miss taking care of a garden. Like that really, like she feels that she's really missing out on that. I know what that's like. My mom loves to putz in her garden.
But I can't do it in the winter. So it's tricky.
Okay.
Plus traveling.
Traveling's a great hobby.
But it's very short. Like you can't go every weekend.
I would potentially take up like I wouldn't mind being able to play tennis, but I think that my arm isn't built for that.
And then you have to go to a place and do it.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? A hobby from home?
No, I mean, you have to go to like, it's like a scene. Like you have to go like.
That's true. I don't want to socialize.
And then you're like, it's a thing.
Well,
like
I would say for me, a true hobby is television these days.
I love that.
I really love it. And it fills my buckets in different areas.
I love that. I love that TV is your hobby. And you know what? It's going to become so old that it's going to be a great hobby. Like, you know, the older people who love like the Jays games, they just sit there and they watch the Jays. It's like 3 hours and they just sit there and they love the Jays games.
And a lot of old people, their hobby is to watch like CNN.
That's not a hobby. That's a time filler.
It fills their bucket. They love to watch it. They're addicted. People have soap operas. We can get into soap operas.
I try.
I know. I don't want to. I feel it's too much of a commitment. I like short series.
I'm just like, oh my God. It's the same. It was on when I came home the other day.
A soap opera?
Same fucking people from when I was younger. I'm like, oh my God.
But I also do feel it's like for the people who watch it, that's so nice that you have this. That's a nice thing.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, they love it. I think my friend's mom still watches it every day.
Wow. It's like, that is a great hobby, actually.
Yeah, it's a good
What
one.
else would I do? I mean, I should probably working out would become a hobby. I think I'd have to just do it. Like, I think is that a hobby?
Yes.
That's a hobby?
Yes.
Do you have to like your hobby?
But I don't feel like if someone says, what's your hobby? And you say working out, like,
I know.
That's one of your jobs.
Yeah.
But no, I think that could be a hobby. Okay. I would
shopping. I'd love a shopping hobby.
Oh, I hate shopping.
I just mean like to go and it's a hobby when it's like, oh, I need to go grab this for here. Like redesigning my house. I don't have the money to do that, but I would love to do that.
Okay, well, like I guess I could take up running.
Yeah?
I'm not saying when to. I'm saying I could.
No, you could, yeah.
I could take up more
Well,
cooking.
why can't working out be cooking is, but do you only like it sometimes?
Yeah. I'd get more into it. I think I would get more into cooking once the kids are gone.
Okay.
Gone.
Piano?
Ooh, I don't think so. But that's a good one.
Guitar?
No, I have bad experience with guitar.
What if any kid was to have a hobby? Do you have one who would have a hobby? Golf would be one.
Oh,
that's a great one, but it's seasonal.
Seasonal golf. Golf's a good hobby. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Hobby. What a hobby?
Like, do kids have hobbies? I think so.
Gaming. People love to game.
Yeah, drama. Like they go do like acting classes. No, okay, no. Singing.
That'd be really good. That'd be great.
You should. You get a few of those kids. You could do singing.
You think I should go to singing classes?
Like do some singing classes.
Do you think I could get better? And would they tell me I can get better? Would they say you're capped?
I think anyone can get better.
You think so?
Yes.
Where would I go? That's so embarrassing.
I'm trying to think of what my husband's hobby would be.
And then who would I perform in front of? Because I wouldn't do it.
You just love it. Oh, you want to perform?
I mean,
oh my God! Do your kids have hobbies or sports hobbies?
I think
it's very tricky.
I think sports is their hobbies. Some people love to read. That's a great hobby.
Okay, I could get into reading. Yeah.
For me, that's TV. Same
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I could definitely have that as a hobby.
Reading.
When they leave.
My mom's big hobby is reading, like 3 books a week these days.
What?
Oh yeah, she's got great recommendations. I'll tell you.
Okay, and gardening. Oh my god, your mom and I are on the same path. Laundry. She loves laundry.
Loves laundry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad there's something. I want ideas.
Gardening's a really good one. I think
It's seasonal.
it is not my jam. Well, you could get a home that's warm and you could garden there.
I don't know if I want that.
You could actually say, I have to have a warm home because my hobby is gardening.
Okay. I like putzing in my backyard.
Yeah.
But it's mine.
You know that girl who likes to drink beer?
Yeah.
That's a great hobby.
Oh, they go and do different flights at different places.
And she really, it excites her.
Going out for dinner is a hobby.
Oh, I
Like
love
going
that.
out's a hobby.
Listen,
Theater is a hobby.
Oh, theater.
Don't like it, but that's a hobby.
If all those things cost less money, I would do more of that.
Well, your kids are going to be gone soon. You'll have more income.
More money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very soon. You're talking like 12 years, 14 years, 14 fucking years, and they're out of here. And then you get.
Sorry. I would definitely. I'm going to be a vegetable gardener for serious. No, I'm taking that up. I'm going to focus on it because it's all I'll have.
You need to really start dialing in and practicing. You don't even plant it right now.
Someone just told me that like chicken wire ain't cute, but you need it. So I think I need to go get some chicken. Do you have any chicken wire?
Fuck no.
I need chicken wire. I need to go get it like ASAP. Where do you get chicken wire?
Home Depot.
Okay, I need some chicken wire. I'm just going to do it.
You did it last year, by the way.
I didn't do chicken wire on top.
Oh.
They're getting in from the top.
Okay.
Chicken wire.
Let's get
So
some.
then how does it grow tall?
You go real tall.
Tall chicken wire.
Yeah.
Nice. Do your kids have hobbies? Let us know what the hobbies are.
It's important, I think. It's a good conversation. We're raising them to be maniacs rather than people who can self-reflect. That's what it feels like.
Chill.
No, like just even think for yourself.
My mom. We'll do Tuesday.
Goodbye.